Welcome to Conversations Live, where we bring you the best in music, books, entertainment, and more. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 16 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Our next guest, you guys, if you follow him on Instagram, you know him as We Are Speakers. We're really excited to welcome Raymund Hip Loy Lee to our program today. I want to talk to Raymund not only about what it's been like for him to be able to discover his own voice, but then, of course, to be able to share that voice with all of you and encourage other people along their own entrepreneurial journeys. Now, Raymund and I actually met because he was a part of a group of influencers and entrepreneurs that met in Canada with my friend Evan Carmichael. We'll talk to him about how he first discovered Evan, what that experience was like for him, and of course, how that helped him now being able to build his platform today. If you guys are just now staying connected with Raymund, of course, we'll let you guys know how to stay connected with him online. But Raymund, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Hello, Cyrus. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is definitely all mine. Really excited about this. As I mentioned, you and I met just this year, and it's been great to be able to stay connected with you through social media. I want to talk about the year that's been 2019 for you, Raymund. What has it been like for you to kind of reflect on this year?
Okay, well, 2019, there was a lot of growth. I was doing a lot of soul searching between 2015 to 2017, and then I actually took a trip and worked in Japan as a teacher, and I really found my drive there to encourage communication skills in not just an international community, but with general soft skills training for anyone to make it accessible and available to people.
And I think, too, for like as I mentioned, Raymund, anyone who's following you on social media, I love the fact because every day I try to share inspiring messages that speak first to me, to encourage myself, but that I hope then are able to encourage other people. I'm going to mention some of the messages that you've been able to share, especially this year. Has that been one of the great things, as you mentioned, the growth, that you've been able to see, how you've been able to find encouragement for you, but also offer encouragement for others?
Oh, yes, that's a huge piece because all of my life since, I'm a cancer survivor and a stroke survivor. And between that transition, there have been so many people that supported me to give me my legs and my wings. And now I'm not in the position where I can receive things anymore. I'm in a position where I can support and encourage others, just as others have had done for me. So I really want to find a platform to do so to the best of my ability.
Wow. So what was it about Instagram? Because it seems like you've really kind of gotten it down, Raymund, as far as to how to be able to create, great thumbnails there. I mean, to be able to get people's attention. What was it about that platform that made you say that's what you wanted to use to reach people?
Well, I think it's all credit to Evan because I kind of just used Instagram as a platform to express myself. But then I learned all of these little micro techniques that could add a little bit more value, add more images to your thumbnails, add more words to your thumbnails, and really isolate your hashtags. So through working with Evan's Thought Leadership Group, I really learned how to become a little bit more effective in my daily routines. So much appreciated to Evan.
One of the big topics that you address, and it's an interesting one, I think, for all of us, the thumbnail for the video, Raymund, said, "We all have bad days." And you posted this on October 31st. And speaking of hashtags, there are two that you mentioned in that particular post that I want to talk about: challenge discomfort and then challenge your struggles. I think for a lot of people, I know Evan, in following him over the years, when something bad happens, his retort to it is, it's the best. What has it been like for you to kind of make that your mantra, that even when things are not the best, you make it the best you can?
Well, that mantra, to challenge your struggle, came from I believe it's a John C. Maxwell, do your best and do more of your best. And when I first started in the public speaking realm through Toastmasters, I did a lot of speeches around that kind of theme. And that sort of became my go-to word in English when it comes to facing forward and doing our best and finding more ways to capitalize on that action.
Well, and I'm sure other people probably got great value out of that, which leads me to this question for you. Raymund, what has that been like for you to hear from other people about how something so personal has been of impact to them?
Wow, it was, I have to give credit to Evan because he really gave me a little bit more connection to his community, and I found someone who really loved the storytelling piece, and she connected with me, so we created a network. And through all of the techniques that I've been learning since September, I actually met someone who had a very similar situation as me, cancer survivor, stroke, and broken body, and we really connected over that. And that was just through reaching out through hashtags and telling our stories.
And telling the stories are definitely so important. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. I'm excited to welcome Raymund Hip Loy Lee to our program today. We're talking with him not only about the journey to doing what he loves, but also of being of service. And we both have mentioned Evan Carmichael. Raymund, let's talk about what that was like for you to not only to be there with Evan, but what was it like for you to kind of be there with the other thought leaders as well?
Wow, that 3-day intensive workshop, I felt like I was punching above my weight class listening to everyone else's stories, because it's not a healthy mindset to think that you're inferior or superior or a little different from other people. Everyone has value in how they live, but it really felt like I shouldn't be there. But the fact that I was able to participate, join, and learn the skills, it gave me this inclination that I have to use these skills. I have to share these skills. I have to create more formats for people to take advantage of this knowledge and express themselves.
The moniker that you use on Instagram, Raymund, is We Are Speakers. We _are speakers. And
Correct.
I want to talk about why you chose that name and what that means to you and what you hope our audience realizes about the personal voice that they have.
That name, it took me several years to figure out how to create an all-encompassing name for people, because I want everyone to understand that there is value in their own ability. Whenever I host a We Are Speakers workshop face-to-face or do a video, I create it with the intention to share that everyone has some form of talent, ability, and they can capitalize it. They can share it, and people can learn from them. And all of our workshops in person have created such a really strong community because everyone is a speaker. We are all speakers.
And I think that is so empowering for sure. Now, one of the things I noticed when you left the workshop, and I've noticed this with Evan's others workshops, is that there seems to be a real camaraderie that comes out of each group. I mean, is that one of the things that you've kind of benefited from as well, being able to keep those connections going even outside of those 3 days?
Oh, yeah. There are a couple of people we still stay in touch with, and lucky for me, because I'm in Toronto and Evan occasionally does weekly momentum workshops to answer questions for entrepreneurs locally, I'm still able to connect with a wider community. It's sort of the advantage of being local with him. And I find that the connections you make with people who are struggling to similar challenges, but everyone has their own unique perspective on facing those challenges. And we can always learn from one another. And that's what I always take away from these groups.
I think that is so true. How much of this have you found to be, Raymund, just about the importance of showing up? There are so many people, and I know just from my own interactions with individuals, either online or offline, people are waiting to create the perfect video or get the perfect take or have the perfect thumbnail or the perfect caption, the perfect lighting. How much do you think your success up until this point is just about your showing up and pressing play, as Evan says?
Oh, yeah, exactly. That is, I think it's a Will Smith quote. You have to fail forward. You have to just keep creating, keep trying. Even if you fail, you have to at least experience that failure so you can capitalize on the learning from it. And I find that a lot of people I meet, they would love to express themselves more. It's just they're looking for that ideal outlet. But I'm really hoping to try to encourage people that they always have those tools within them already. They just need to find that one single step to let them move forward and create what they believe. And
I think it's a great reminder for all of us. So as I asked you about the year that's been 2019, Raymund, what are you looking forward to moving ahead into 2020?
Wow, 2020. I'm right now working on my bachelor's to become a youth educator. Okay. And it's a little turbulent because I want to create more content, though school is a challenge to have a dual life. and I'm really looking towards all my options to sustain myself. So 2020 is very exciting because I'm adding this skill of communicating and connecting with a very communal environment, because I can teach these soft skills to children, to families, to a community, and start the process early so everyone has the opportunity to express themselves when they are ready to find the platform for themselves.
I mentioned earlier that one of the things I did when I was prepping for your segment, Raymund, and I really appreciate this time, is I was able to watch some of your videos on YouTube. What struck me that I wanted to bring up is that, you were able to just go out there. Ironically, the first video that I saw on your page is "We Are Speechmakers, Our Fear and Doubt" is what you were addressing. I want to talk about that, because there you were in front of this group. What is that experience like for you to be able to get up and to be able to own the room and to be able to just bring the best of yourself to others?
I like to look at it in the sense that it's not me owning the space, it's me sharing the space. That's why we have the "We Are Speakers, We Are Speechmakers," because that space and platform is for everyone. And when they're ready to stand up and present, I ask a lot of people who aren't confident. I ask a lot of people who want to express themselves, they just don't know how. But then when they come into the room, they see all the equipment, they see all the lights, they find the courage within themselves to try. And that's incredibly special to me.
Yeah. Has it been an easy thing for you to be able to embrace your own personal power?
I think it took many years, especially being a cancer survivor, being a stroke survivor, and then later breaking my knee because I was too overly active after recovering. I struggle every day. I can't say I have this omnipotent power to always help me persevere. Even today, I slept all day. There was a lot of work I should be doing, but this weather just doesn't help me function. So I have to find these small little micro actions that I can do every now and then to boost my motivation so that I can at least take one action to move forward.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the action with this conversation today, Raymund. Again, everyone, I've been speaking with Raymund Hip Loy Lee. You know him, of course, on Instagram as We Are Speakers. It's we_are_speakers. For those who are joining us via the podcast, we'll make sure that we put that link for you guys to make it easy for you guys to click there. But we've been speaking with Raymund not only about what it's been like for him to do work that he loves, but also, of course, to be able to share that work with others and to be a walking example, to bring attention to one more of your posts that you made on Instagram. The thumbnail said, "You are enough, Raymund," and you posted this just days ago. And one of the hashtags that you used on that was really interesting to me. Yeah, the hashtag was, "Don't be ashamed of your story. It will inspire others." And I think, that is so important for people to get. And also, of course, to think about something that a lot of us don't give a lot of attention to. I think one of the questions I've been asking a lot, and I was really curious to find you ask the question on that same post, Raymund. You used the hashtag, "What does success mean to you?" So I want to ask you, now in 2019, considering what you've been able to do, what is success to you at this point?
I love that question, Cyrus, because my answer has always been the same since I first heard it in an interview about 5 years ago. Success means to me when the people around me are successful, I can feel successful too. It's a communal feeling where everyone can win.
Wow. It's a great way to be able to think, for sure, and I hope our audience is able to pick that up. Again, everyone, Raymund Hip Loy Lee has been our guest. Great conversation with you, Raymund. Glad we were able to get this in and to be able to share you with our platform. How can our audience stay connected with you outside of Instagram?
Outside of Instagram, I'm with a Toronto local group called That Channel TV, and I have a segment with them once a month called We Are Speechmakers. So if you want to see a monthly show of speakers that come from all walks of life, We Are Speechmakers on YouTube.
All right, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. And if you guys are following him on Instagram, you'll find the link actually in his bio there, so you guys can be able to click on it from there. Raymund, again, congratulations to you, man, on all the great things that you are doing. Glad we had a chance to connect. Looking forward to staying connected with you, and also looking forward to having you back on with us again. Yeah,
thanks so much for having me, Cyrus.
Yeah, glad to do it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make it a great one.